Today, we're doing something really cool. We're digging into the wisdom of some of the world's top creators and entrepreneurs to build what might just be the ultimate reading list for success. We've combed through hundreds of recommendations to give you one clear, powerful path forward.
So let's start with a question you've probably asked yourself. You walk into a bookstore or you're scrolling online and you see this endless sea of books, all promising to change your life, right? All promising to make you successful. The question is, where do you even begin? It's honestly kind of paralyzing.
Well, we've done the heavy lifting for you. We looked at the book lists from some real heavy hitters, and we found the common threads, the books they all point to. And from that, we've built a focused roadmap that just cuts through all the noise and gets straight to the stuff you really need to know.
Okay, so our roadmap, it doesn't start with actions or some complicated strategy. Nope, it starts with the most important part of the whole equation, your mind. Before you can change your results, you absolutely have to change the way you think. Think of it like the internal software that runs everything else. This idea right here, from Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, it's a huge theme. It's all about shifting from a world of limits to a world of possibilities. Instead of asking, should I have a great career or a great family? The question becomes, how can I have a great career and a great family? That simple switch, that's where the real change begins.
So what are these foundational books? Well, experts consistently point to these three. You've got Mindset by Carol Dweck, which is all about the growth mindset, a total game changer. Then you have Secrets of the Millionaire Mind and How Rich People Think. And look, these aren't just about money. They're about rewiring your brain to see opportunity everywhere.
And what's so cool about this slide is how it breaks down what's really a battlefield in your mind. On one side, you're focused on opportunities. You're admiring people who've already won. And on the other side, you're just focused on the obstacles, on resentment. Your financial reality is almost always a direct reflection of which column you're living in.
All right, let's move on. Because once you get your mindset pointed in the right direction, you need a system. You need a powerful engine to turn all those great thoughts into actual, tangible results.
And this quote right here, it perfectly explains the core concept behind that engine. It's all about the incredible power of habits. You see, success isn't about some huge, heroic, life-changing event. As Darren Hardy talks about in The Compound Effect, it's all about the small, almost unnoticeable choices you make every single day.
Books like The Compound Effect and, of course, the mega-popular Atomic Habits show us that success is really a formula. It's not a lottery ticket. It's this simple, repeatable process. You make one small, smart choice, you repeat it consistently over time, and eventually, that leads to radical, monumental results. It works for everything: your money, your health, your relationships, everything.
So here's the bottom line. A powerful mindset without disciplined habits, well, it's like a Ferrari engine with no gas. It looks great, but it's not going anywhere. Your daily actions are the bridge that connects the person you want to be with the person you actually become.
All right, now we're talking. We have the right mindset and we have the engine to power it. So now we can aim them at a very specific target. And this brings us to the final piece of our roadmap, a practical, proven blueprint for building wealth.
Now, this is a game-changing idea. We've been trained to think that wealth looks like flashy cars and giant houses. But as The Millionaire Next Door shows us, the real millionaires, they're often your neighbors. The ones with the modest house and the slightly older car. They're not focused on looking rich. They're focused on being rich. Okay, I want you to pay close attention to this slide because understanding this one definition is the key that unlocks the entire strategy. Wealthy people use their money to buy things that are going to be worth more money in the future. It's such a simple concept, but it is the fundamental difference in how they operate. And this slide just lays it all out, plain and simple. On one side, you have the wealthy, who focus their energy and their money on acquiring assets that appreciate, things that literally put money in their pocket. And on the other side, well, that's where most people are, spending money on depreciating liabilities, things that take money out of their pocket. That's it. That's the whole game.
So how do you learn the nuts and bolts of all this? Well, the books you see here are the actual game plans. You've got Total Money Makeover for a proven plan to get out of debt. You've got The Millionaire Next Door to understand how wealth is really built. And you've got Main Street Millionaire for strategies on buying profitable businesses. This is basically your tactical library for financial freedom.
So there you have it. We've covered the full journey, the whole three-part arc. First, you shift your mindset so you can actually see opportunity. Second, you build an engine of consistent habits to move you forward. And third, you apply all of that to a proven wealth-building blueprint.
You know, the single biggest takeaway from all these experts and all these books is that knowledge without action is, well, it's useless. You can read every single book on this list, but the magic only happens when you close the book and actually apply one simple lesson. Discipline is the bridge between knowing what to do and actually getting results.
And that leaves us with just one last thought. The journey to success doesn't start with reading 10 books at once. It starts with just one. So, looking at the path we've laid out for you today, the only real question left is, which book are you going to choose to be the first chapter in your own success story?